peeps! So suppose you have a drum or you already made yourself a drum and now you want to make some mallets to go with it. Now you have heard of a drumstick, and the stick means it's just a drumstick with no ball at the end, but you have to have a pretty strong drum to play a drum that uses a drumstick, right? Otherwise it'll break it. So this kind of drum's made for a drumstick, so it's fine to play it with a drumstick, but some drums are too delicate or they're too tight of a head or too thin of a head, and you need to use a mallet. Sometimes you just like the sound of the mallet better because it's a little bit more of a round boom rather than a really pointy boom, okay? So we're gonna do a little science experiment, and then we're going to make your own mallet for whatever drum you have if you want to use a mallet. And I actually have a million different kinds of mallets and a million different kinds of sticks because you always want a different sound. You just want to find something interesting and something that goes exactly perfectly with the kind of music that you're playing at the moment, okay? So I brought 3 kinds of mallets. One has like a little felty cotton ball head, one has a fabric head, and one has a rubber ball head. It has fabric over it to keep it in place, but it's a rubber ball on the inside, okay? So let's listen to the 3. Felty. Fabric-y. And now it's rubber ball. Okay, so whichever one you like better, you might want to choose it based on sound, or just choose it on what you have laying around the house. First thing is choose a stick. I mean, I have this old drumstick here, so I'm going to use that. That's a great thing to use. You could also use chopsticks, are really good drumsticks, or an actual stick from outside would be probably a pretty good drumstick too, as long as it's not too skinny of a little twig, okay? So there's many other things you can use too, like a wooden spoon from the kitchen. If your mom lets you, and she doesn't, maybe she has a bunch of extra ones and there's like an old one that's all gross, you could use it and turn the head of the wooden spoon, pat it, and turn it into a mallet. Oh, that'd be so cool. Okay, so you have to be pretty creative and do an improvisation to find something that's gonna be a really cool stick, okay? Then you need to find something that's gonna make the little ball part, okay? So what I am gonna use today, because I couldn't find anything better, is I'm gonna use these little things that I use to take nail polish off my fingers when I'm sick of the color nail polish I'm wearing. So I'm gonna take a bunch of those, I'm gonna wrap them around, and then I'll show you the next step. So you could use a lot of different things for the padding if you're gonna make a squishy ball. You could use cotton balls, that's really good. You could use little strips of felt or fabric, any little strips of fabric. Maybe someone likes to sew and they have lots of little bits left off. That's the perfect thing. Wrap around and make your mallet head. You could use a little bit of stuffing. If you have maybe a pillow that you're getting ready to throw away, it's like all old and gross, but save the stuffing because you can use it to make all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. So whatever kind of stuffing you're going to use, you want to get your stuffing, and you're going to do this in layers. So you're going to start wrapping a little bit of your stuffing around, whatever it is. Wrap a little bit of it around, like maybe a few layers. Then you're going to get your tape, and you're going to put a layer of tape. And we're going to repeat the process until the mallet is the size that you want. Now I'm going to do another layer of filling. And I want mine to be kind of like a ball, so see how I'm folding the middle ones over so that it kind of starts to make the shape of a ball instead of a straight column. I'm going to do a few more layers and then I'll see you when it's all done. I'm almost done, and you can see that I've been putting the little round things on in different ways and folding them back or folding them forward or layering them so that I get a nice ball shape instead of just putting them on one top of the other so that you get kind of an odd shape. You can really control the shape by the way you situate your stuffing inside the ball. The other thing is you'll notice that I have attached the stick to the ball. So at some point I started putting tape down vertically from the ball to the stick and then went around to make sure that when I'm drumming it doesn't just go whoop and bonk someone in the head. That would not be good. I'm putting the final layers on now. I'm just going to go around and around with the tape to make it pretty strong. To attach the ball to the stick, what you can do for the last stage to make it look kind of nice is put the tape around horizontally, but leave it hanging off the bottom like a skirt. And then you're going to kind of make your skirt into pants by poking in two sides. Now he's wearing shorts. And then poke in the opposite two sides. Now you just have little teeth hanging down, little sharp teeth. And then you can fold those over and tape those down around the base of the stick. Then for the top, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to put one over the top to kind of make it smooth. And then start going over it vertically from one side to the other. And it's going to look kind of ugly at first, but then you're going to cover up with nice tape, with a nicer tape job at the end. Okay, so see how I put a tape from one side over the other with the kind of last final cap that I'm doing at the top there. Okay, so just do that around a bunch of times in different directions. So you've got the whole top covered and you're not seeing any of the stuffing. So that's 1 and 2. Now I'm going to do 3 and 4, and they should cover up all the little white bits. I'm using masking tape, which is pretty good to use. Probably duct tape would be even better. I don't know if washi tape was very good for this, so you could maybe try it, but I'm using masking tape for this. You could probably also use duct tape, but I've never done it with duct tape. I'm using masking tape for this, but you could also use duct tape. That would be really good tape to use. I would not recommend washi tape or cello tape, meaning Scotch tape, because it's way too thin. It doesn't have any stretchiness, and it's probably just going to break right away, and then you'll be sad. So my mallet is all done. I'm just going to put one final wrap around the middle now so that all the pieces I did over the top will stay put, and then let's see how it sounds. All right, here we go. Let's compare it to the other ones. All right, rock on with your very own homemade mallet.